Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you the latest AI tool that you can use to clone an entire website for free. This tool was launched just over 24 hours ago and the name is same.dev. If you go to the website in the URL same.dev, we see that it's pretty simple UI and we see some of their demos here. And the only thing you need to do is type a prompt, and typically the prompt is copy, the command copy, and the URL. Before we dive into this, let's go to their Twitter account. And if we see here, they have just under 30,000 followers. They launched on February this year. And this guy that seems to be the founder, although he doesn't say that, tweeted about it yesterday. Now, in their first day, if we go to his Twitter account, there have been over 10,000 websites that got cloned, and he posted a photo of his bank account where it shows that the cost of the tool for this day alone was just under $10,000. And we see this is the cost of the cloud models. Now, let's go to the website, and we're going to do two live demos, and I'm going to show you another one that I did before. Now, the output of the tool is the Next.js project. And for those of you who are not familiar with Next.js, it's just a framework that you can write web apps and websites with JavaScript on it. And you can connect it with GitHub, so you can save your code and continue working on it. And I'm going to show you how you can actually deploy it on your own custom domain, also for free. Now, the first website that we're going to clone is Minecraft. And we're going to paste the URL. And we're going to type the command copy Minecraft. So we hit enter, and now the agent starts. The process might take roughly 1 to 5 minutes, and we might need to reprompt it sometimes. For my tests earlier, there were a few times where the agent actually kind of broke, and it got stuck in an error and that it couldn't solve, and it needed some outside help. So now we see that it opened the website in a browser. It started the development process here, and as the app is getting built, we can see the terminal and the code. And we see this is a typical Next.js code. So if we close this, we can roughly how this agent works, although it's not officially discussed by the company, is there's a browser that goes to the website and crawls all of the pages. So if there is an About Us page, if there is a contact page, it opens all of these URLs, so you can take a screenshot, and it reads the HTML files and the CSS. And CSS is important because all of the styling and design is happening within the CSS code. And it's always the most annoying code for devs, as you probably know. Now, if we see the pages, we have a main page, and we have a components library. And I'm not sure if this is the rendered one because I see many changes here. And let's actually put them side by side. So if I think we can close this. Yeah, no, this. Now we can actually close that. So if we go to the app, okay, the app. Okay, so we got our first error, and is the terminal live? I cannot see that. So we see there's a server error. Let's click try again. Continues where this wasn't. I think this might be a connection error because my internet is unstable, and yeah, so it continues to work on the page. Okay, the app is not live at the moment. So yeah, this is the point where you actually have to wait for it, and we see that it's going to analyze a header component, and because in the header there's a navigation code in there, and I'm not sure, but in this header, yes, the navigation is on this button, and we see all of the pages here, and yeah, there are like so many pages, and I'm interested enough to see if how many pages it's gonna go deep, because I'm guessing it won't cover all of them, and this is really not the point. Okay, so and we see it has written inline SVG icons. This is for the footer. So if we go to the footer of this page, we can see yeah, these are the icons that we see here. So let's open this, and this seems to be a general agent. It's close enough to the one that Manus showed a few days ago, because we see that it has a browser, it can actually search the web, it has a code agent, and we see that in the last tool it searched for Minecraft 10 font download. I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing it has to do with a font. So because if you want to put custom fonts in your next projects, you have to download, there's a font file. I think the extension is .tff, and each distinct font has one, and I think you download them from a Google web page, but I'm not sure. So yeah, we see that it's using the font. Now we have 4 runtime errors, and the app is still not live. I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna skip this part so we don't just wait. So it's been roughly 3 minutes, and we see that it hasn't moved much. So it has been doing a lot of reading and thinking, and we still have 4 runtime errors as we had before, and the app is still not live. So it's been roughly 6 minutes since we started the cloning, and we see that and we see that it fixed some of the errors, and it tried to deploy this and it got failed, and it stopped and currently it has stopped, so it's not continuing, and we see some runtime errors here, and we see it is a hydrated error, which hydration errors, for those of you that don't know, they're like warnings. They're like warnings. They won't break the program, and in production they won't show. And they have to do with the rendering of the page. So we expect this to render in the server, but it's actually rendering. It's rendering on the client, and because it's not configured this way, it throws this warning. And we see invalid DOM. Yeah, so 2 hydration and 2 invalid DOMs. And this invalid DOM, so we opened the terminal and we launched the app, and if we open a new tab, the website, we see that, okay, we're waiting for it to load, and okay, we go close this. So we have the cookies. Yeah, it's very close, as we can see, and we have, so let me go from the top, and I'm not sure if this image is because my internet is very slow, or it's because it's low resolution. So if we open this and let me click inspect, yeah, so we have the image here. Yeah, so this has to be because of my internet. And let's close these ones. Okay, never mind this one. If we scroll down, so one of the differences we see is the navigation in the header. And as we can see in the menu here, this is a sliding menu, and this one just shows the pages right here. So we have the same pages, and it's games, so community, support, and account are the same ones. And the logo here is an image, and it hasn't gotten this one. So this is something that we need to fix, and I think these links won't work. Oh, it actually scrolled down and got, click one of them. Yeah, so it hasn't done any of the non-main page. And let's go to the first one. So we have, after the main page, we have, so this section, because these are small images and here we have them as large ones. And if we scroll down, again, the layout, we see it's almost identical, just the layout here, the card for each game should be smaller. And if we scroll down even further, we see that this is a video, and let's check if this one plays. It shouldn't play because this is an inline video from the page. And yeah, let's scroll down, we see the news, pretty much the same. And we're missing some ones here, because I see that we have 6 cards and we're missing this card right here. Yeah, and we see the form, and the footer is almost the same. So some of the differences here are the fonts. So we have different fonts, and as you can see, so one of the previous errors was about the font that it actually didn't get. This is one, and although this is a typical font that's regularly used, and I'm guessing the font for Minecraft might actually be some custom made, and I'm not sure if it's available for other websites. So this went pretty well, as you can see. It got most of the components, and it missed some of the stylings. So this one, for example, some of the sizing and some of the image and card sizing. And it got the main page. It didn't get any of the other pages, although it has the navigation links. So if we go page by page, we can actually continue this process. Now, for the second website, we're going to try a landing page, and we have this. This comes from an agency, and we see that it's a CRO partner, and it has YouTube videos here. We have a carousel with videos, and probably the videos, if we click play, the videos are on page, so I'm not sure so probably it won't get them. And if we scroll down, we have some visuals again, and this one is a much more realistic website. It doesn't have some extreme graphics or fonts, and it is actually a real business website that most of you have. So we clone, and since this probably will take more than 5 minutes, I'm going to skip the end in order to not wait. Okay, so in the last run, it was running for 5 to 10 minutes, and it got stuck in the about page right here. I stopped it and I restarted and I reloaded the page, and now it seems to kind of have working better. Yeah, so we see progress, and we see the design tools, and now it's starting the code. So I'm gonna have to wait again. Okay, so we see that it got a lot of assets like images and fonts, but it still hasn't written any of the actual code. So let's try to guide it. You haven't written any website code. Start doing that. And it's thinking again. I'm not sure if I should retype the URL so it goes and checks the website again, because it has it right here. Okay, so I see I see that it has started working on it. So we have a header file. It's not visible yet on our folder structure. Okay, so this is the header one, and we see, so these are submenus. Let's go check. Okay, yeah, we have this. So in the free resources, we have 3, 6, 8 different pages, and in the free resource changed. And here you can see all 8 of them with the actual pages. So we have the footer also, and it's completed. And it starts to building the site. Yeah, so as you can see, this tool is not perfect. It can make mistakes, and you might need some time to kind of guide it. As is with all of the current AI tools, like Lovable, like Bold, and Cursor, they need the proper guidance when they get stuck, and this one needs patience. Yeah, so I'm guessing the page one will be the last one to fill because we're gonna have layout sections. We have header, footer, and I see case study section, and it's gonna break the entire page into 5, 6, or even more sections. And at the end, it will merge all of these into the page file right here. Yeah, so testimonials. I'm guessing it's gonna take 2 or 3 minutes, maybe this one. Okay, after 5 minutes from the last correction that I gave the model, it has finished, and we see the web page here. And if we open the app in a new page, we can, let's wait to load, and it doesn't work. Okay, so let's check so the app is not on, so let's run this. We see errors, and the app is not loading, and we want to actually give this. So I'm going to copy the error here, and because we see that it has also next step, so to continue implementing features from other pages. But let's fix the main page, and this seems to be a simple error. It's this escaped character. This escape character needs to be inside double quotes. Okay, so we have the page ready, and as we can see, have an issue. It's hydration issue, doesn't matter. I didn't get the images here. If we check, this wasn't exactly the same, and it's not all of the page. So let's slide this in, and yeah, the page here was kind of huge. So first of all, the menu is on the right, not on the left, and it works. Has the same pages, pretty close, and we see the title, the hero section being almost the same. If we open this, yeah, the video here is not perfectly positioned. And does it play? I'm guessing it won't play. So if we scroll down, so we talk about CRO daily, we don't see that here. The next one we see are the services. And if we, so yeah, it's way below, and it seems that from the correction, it didn't actually get a lot of the sites here, a lot of the content page. And if we, yeah, it does kind of get it. And yeah, this, I think Minecraft one was better than this one, but I'm guessing this had something to do with the time that it kind of froze. And if we direct it to get the website closer to the URL, and we write the URL again, so it kind of reads the site again, it will get better. Now, so this is how you copy the page and create the page. So now I'm going to show you how you can actually deploy this, and I'm going to show it on another site, not on this one. So before I started recording, I found this website which is built on Webflow, and this is an agency as well. And as you can see, it has a very good design with nice gradients and styling, and it also has a video in the hero section. And it's moderate, it's not too large, not too small. And I tried to clone this one, and I think I have the session opened. I think, yeah, so we see cream digital clone. So if we run this, let me show what the app produced. So let's try to run this, and it's not open for some reason. And I think I can find it on its URL. So if we go, because it was deployed, and we see 1 day ago, and yeah, so let's close this one. So as we can see, it is very close. So here was a video, but it shows the KPI dashboard. And let me go side by side with this one. So we have the header, which is a bit different, and the hero section, it gave different colors. And here in the video, it has the KPI dashboard. Directly doesn't have the video. We have the scorecards, and we see all of the content because this is more of a typical agency website. And here we see this custom image, but we also see that it doesn't have a border. So in the origin example, we see this border around the image. We don't see it in this case, and we don't see this animation with the lines, and we're missing some of the images. So next is client results. Yeah, we don't see it, but we can. But if we want this to be like a carousel, we can make it, and like we need to direct it even further to kind of rewrite this, make the cards larger, structure them horizontally, and put an animation on this one. It's how we work, similar. So yeah, this one was very close, and as we can see, it got almost all of the content. The design is very close, not pixel perfect, but very close. And we see this one at the bottom. It's not actually. I think it might be even. I think this was positioned a little further above. So we're going to take this example right here, and we'll deploy this on our website. So first things first, I'm going to download this, and it's going to be a zip probably. So we have cream digital clone, and now all you need is a terminal, but I'm going to open it on cursor because it makes life easier. And I'm going to find this, and this is a next project. So what are we going to do is we don't have to run this at all, and we're going to use Vercel. And I have Vercel, the Vercel CLI installed and running on my computer. If you don't, we're going to go here. I'm going to use cursor, but you can use ChatGPT as well to give you the commands, and say how to install Vercel CLI on my terminal and login. So obviously you will need an account with Vercel, vercel.com, which is a hosting platform. And Vercel is a company that manages the Next.js open source project. And the Vercel platform is built around the Next.js framework. So we can actually perform the one-click deployment, which is important because if anyone has tried to deploy something on AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, it's a nightmare. So we see the commands. I'm going to paste them here, but I have them. Give it a second. Okay, I stopped it because it was taking some time because I have slow internet, and we're going to use the Vercel login. So we see continue. We see the providers, and you can continue with email. I will continue with GitHub because I have used that for my account. We'll open the browser, and here you will authorize with your method. We see that we are already logged in and success. So now, in order to deploy this, typically what you want to do is you want to upload this into a GitHub repo and deploy it from there. So you have what we call CI/CD for automatic deployments. But there's an easier and faster way. If you just type Vercel, it will set up a new deployment. And I'm going to click yes. So here is your team. So it's Alex Projects. This is my account. Link to this project, no. The name, I'm going to leave it as default. So it's Cream Digital Clone. And I'm going to leave the default here. So it's going to take a few seconds to set things up. And these are also the build commands. We're going to leave it. We don't want to modify them. Leave it as is. And now the code is uploading to Vercel, and the build has started. So if we open the URL here, we see that it's building, and probably it will take under a minute. This was a simple page, and you can monitor the progress right here. So so it's an error, build failed. Okay. That's weird. So what we will do is I'm going to copy this, and that's why I opened cursor at the beginning, just in case. So we're going to go to cursor. We're going to paste the errors here. I'm going to use the code base. I'm going to use the code base as context, and we're going to let it work. So even though the website is working, if we run this locally, it would work. For deployments, it might need some default configuration. So you need to name some components, and it has a few issues that we don't care about in development, but in deployment, they're important and they throw errors. So in this case, I think it had something to do with the domains of the images, because the images, they are not saved here, and they just use the outside. Okay, so we have the notifications, and what I'm going to do is going to try again. And in this case, it has the configuration ready, so it doesn't need anything. I'm going to open the new deployment, and I'm going to see if this one will build or not. Okay, so it was successful, and now we have this Vercel domain. Okay, so we see this because the visit looks fake, and because it's very similar to the Cream2Digital. It throws this error because the page looks very similar to the original Cream2Digital page, and this is something that they pointed out on Twitter, that many people are getting these kind of errors. It's because Google thinks this is a phishing site, and I'm gonna say ignore this case. So we have the page on our domain, and so last thing is to use our custom domain here. And in order to do that on Vercel, you have to, so in the settings, you see domains. And, okay, so we're going to add a new one. I have this one. This one is using, but I think I have another one that's free. And if I click add domain, let me check, is there anything here? Okay, so I had something, but now I have deleted it. And now the last step is to go to our domain manager, and we need to save the scene name. So in our domain, let's go to manage, advanced DNS. Yeah, so we need a new scene name that is, let's copy this. Where was it? Here. The name is W and the target is Vercel. So let's put this to 1 minute. Save, and it's gonna take roughly a minute, and we should see successful configuration with our domain. And after roughly a minute, we see that it has valid configuration and it is deploying. And I think it's redeploying because we changed domain. And if we reload this, okay, not yet. So let's go to the deployments. So now it should be ready. Roughly 40 seconds. Yep, it's ready. If we reload this, so we see that we have the website in our own custom domain, and this is for free. Vercel offers a free tier which covers most of the cases, and for landing pages and these types of websites, the Vercel free tier can handle tens of thousands of users. And after that, the monthly fee is $20 per month, which has way higher limits. So this was today's video. We saw how we can go from an existing website, make a clone that is very close to the original website. Then we get our website into Cursor. We can make any change, and normally in there we will need to change our details, so our media, images, and videos that the actual site might have. We need to change our copy, so sections and basically all the data in there. And after we have this ready, we can deploy this in a single command on Vercel and put our custom domain in there. If you need a tutorial on Cursor, I have a video on the channel that shows how you can actually use that. If you want me to try a specific website, leave a comment below and I'll make a new video about it. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to build your next website or you want to build an AI project, you can click the link in the video description where you can book a one-on-one consultation with me. I'm looking forward to talking with you, and thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one.